Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Thankful Thursday, January 6th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie Daytime. Today's special guest is a sexy, sultry singer, songwriter, model, and choreographer. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me today, we have Chad Rashun. Let me share this live with Chad. Hey, Mikey, we just spoke. Let me send this to Chad so that we can get this interview started, ladies and gentlemen. I'm super excited. And make sure you guys, if you guys have any questions for Chad, feel free to ask them. You can put them in the question bubble or you can put them in the comment section, whatever works for you. But I had to share this live. Also, as you all know, today's show is sponsored by Exclusive Beauty Hair Store. So make sure you guys please go and shop Exclusive Beauty. And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's do the honors and welcoming our handsome, talented, sultry, sexy, very special guest, Chad Rashun. Hello,
How's it
hello.
going? Hello. Let me
I'm
adjust
doing
so they can see my face. How was everything?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. It's a new year. So we've been talking about New Year resolutions and things of that nature like that. And one of everyone's New Year resolution is, trying to stay in shape. So just got back from the gym, trying to not make that a resolution, but a lifestyle. That's the concept. So yeah, I'm excited. What about you? How is everything going with you?
It is going awesome. It is going amazing. I can't complain.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. What did you do for New Year's?
What
What
did
was
I do to ring? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, no, what I said, what did you do for New Year's? Like what did you do?
I did a vision board, and it's like everything that I completed on the vision board is now coming to full circle. Shout outs to my co host, Marco. This is Hear Me Out. Make sure you guys please go and check out his podcast. Had to throw that shameless plug. Miss Stevie, your hair's late. Is giving Aaliyah tease today.
Oh, come
You
on.
know, Aaliyah's birthday is in this month, January, so I thought I would pay homage to her. But yes, I just created a vision board and I stayed home with my family, due to this thing going on, this
Yes,
craziness. So,
yes.
yes, that's what I did. Mm-hmm.
Awesome, awesome. Well, on my end, a couple of friends of mine, we kind of got together, quarantine, show me your results. and you can get in the door and we did some gumbo. Of course, I'm from South Carolina, Winsboro, South Carolina. So I'm a Southern man, so we're used to that, them greens with the
Yes,
cornbread. And so that's exactly what I did. Oh yes, the gumbo it was a hit. It was a hit.
that's a southern thing for those of y'all who are watching. Y'all would know.
Someone said y'all got money. Oh, we're blessed. Yes.
Oh, Mikey wants to know how tall are you?
I'm
Me or
6 foot.
me or Chad, Mikey?
Yeah, who you asking, Mike? Well, I'm 6 foot.
That's
6 foot even.
okay. I'm short. I'm 5'7", so I'm very, very short.
Come on.
All right, fashion dolls, are y'all ready to get into this interview? Let's dive right into it. Me, I'm 5'7". But me or Chad, Mikey. And yes, if you guys have any questions, feel free to type it in the comments. Feel free to type it in the question bubble. We're going to get into this interview with Chad to discuss his project To the Moon. And I heard the single. I was listening to a few of the singles, playing them in my story. So we'll talk about that. But you said you were born out here in my hometown, South
Yeah.
Carolina. My co-host Johnny is also from South Carolina as well too.
Okay. Come on, Caroline. Sometimes we don't get enough
Mm-hmm.
love. It's so when I find out that people are from South Carolina, I get so excited. I've been in Los Angeles now for about okay. I've been in Los Angeles now for about 14 years. So home is definitely South Carolina. But when I go to South Carolina, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, what we do for fun? Like, what's going on? Like a lot of things that I used to do with my family and friends, have transitioned to other different things. So when I go,
Yes.
always with my family, like I have a big family on both sides, my mom and my dad's side. So I just spend time with them. I really don't oftentimes go out unless we want to go out to eat. But normally it's like, let's go to Granny house, or let's go to the house and just have a great time. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, what did you do to ring in the holidays? You asked me in the beginning. What did you do to ring in the holidays?
So clean up my house. You gotta get the house in order.
Yes.
But you gotta wash the clothes. I was right. Don't have no dirty clothes going into the new year. So cleaned up the house, and cooked. And what did I do? Eat, eat. And wrote down some New Year resolutions, as well as just kind of like center myself mentally so I could be prepared for the upcoming year. Last year, although it was a pandemic, a lot of strides took place in my life, in my career path. Not just along with music was the main focus, but a lot of other things took place as well. You do your stylist. I'm a stylist as well. So a lot of things, came into place, and I was like, okay, come on, we're grateful. And so just putting my best foot forward, and not taking credit, just throwing honor where honor is due. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Absolutely. And speaking of going into the new year, manifestations, what is something that you would like to manifest going into this new year for 2022? Is there anybody that you would like to possibly collab with on a single? Any singers that come to mind?
Well, okay, so I not I want to collab with everybody. Honestly, I think a lot of times as artists, we sometimes get so caught into wanting to do everything on our own. And I'm a type of person where oftentimes I don't like to ask for help. I'm like, I got it, I'll figure it out. And then when I'm in a frenzy, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, oh, what do I do? Then I'll ask for help. So I really would love to just collab with any and everybody that wants that's serious about this career and serious about this drive and that's serious about the movement that they want to do when it pertains to the industry as a whole. And another thing I would like to do is to stop being afraid. I think a lot of artists, we get afraid of a lot of different things. Oh, like I don't sound like that person. Oh, I don't do this. Or I'm not like the best singer in this genre. Or they're not calling my names for a lot of different things. So it's one of those things. It's like it's okay to fail sometimes. It's okay to fall down, and it's okay to say, you know what, hey, um, okay, you win some, you lose some. And that's what makes you a better artist, a successful artist, in this industry. If you continually to keep excelling and succeeding, you don't know what it's like to struggle. And I think a lot of artists in this world and in this industry, once they've endured and experienced the struggle, they know how to move on and reap the benefit of it when it's time for them to emerge and take up on their success. So everybody, I'm not listen. Who want to work? Let's work. If you're serious, let's do it. Yeah.
That's right. 100%. So,
I person
stay.
one person just came to mind. I love Alex Isley. Alex Isley, if y'all don't know who she is, she's an amazing artist. But I work with a lot of different artists as well that I sing with. But Alex Isley, I have been listening to her since, oh my gosh, since I first moved to Los Angeles, back in 2007. And oh my gosh, like her voice, her tone, and everything, like just to like work with her would be absolutely amazing. And as a celebrity, I've loved her with Bruno Mars. You know,
I
um,
can see that.
let's work. Why not manifest it? Let's work.
Put it in the universe. I'm telling you. And Mikey asked the question: is your music on iTunes?
Yes, my music is on iTunes, is on all social media platforms. Yeah, I have technically three songs that are out. I have "To the Moon," which is a pop song. I have what's my "Right There," which is a grown and sexy R&B situation. And my first single, ooh, I'm giving you my first single. My first single is Sailing. Now, Sailing is something that I did on my own to try to test, see what I have. And so normally as certain artists, when you put your first song out, you know, it's not like the best song that you're like, oh my gosh, I've developed, I've grown. And I was like, I'm gonna take it down. I'm gonna take it down because it's not me. It's not me anymore. It's like back in the day. But I decided to keep it up because so that people can see my growth. Like, oh well, you know, you started here, great, right? You did your thing. You failed here. You conquered. You know, you was a little short here, but I think what it is it shows. You know, if I start out coming out the gate, which is great, that's a beautiful thing. But the show, the journey, I think the journey is what fans and people that want to rock with you, roll with you, they appreciate that the best.
Absolutely, 100%. So we're going to do a little something with your three singles that you mentioned. I'm going
Okay,
to call one off to you, and I want you to give me a word that comes to mind.
okay,
Um, I've seen the visuals for Right There.
okay.
So let's start with Right There. Right There, what comes to your mind for this hit single?
Freedom. Freedom comes to mind for Right There. Right There is a different vein for me because I'm always telling this, hey guys, what's going on? I'm so like jolly, so like I call myself the Disney person. I'm so Disney. Hey guys, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I want to show an immature side of me, an adult side of me that my peers can appreciate as well. Although they appreciate the Disney side, um, but just to show a side, they're like, oh, okay, come on, grown and sexy. Okay, come on, you know, he's coming into his man self. Come on, you know, like he got it. Like so, I wanted to show that and give something people to kind of like, oh, all right, I see you. Let's do it. So, yeah,
All right, To the Moon.
to the moon. I first word fun. Fun. It's a dance track. It's a uplifting track. It's something that any and everybody can listen to. Kids can listen to. When I first released this song, I was a school teacher and I was a performing arts educator, and I was teaching dance. And I was like, hey y'all, like, hey kids, I got a song that this particular artist did, and I wanted to, you know, I want to try some movements with y'all on it. And so they were like, okay, let's play it. And so they didn't know it was me, and so I started playing. They was like, I like this song. I was like, oh great, if the kids like it, if the babies like it, I'm doing something right because I'm teaching kids. They will be like, no, that ain't cool, that ain't popping, that ain't hot. And so the kids really enjoyed it. And so I taught a dance routine to them when I was playing the song for them and things of that nature like that. So fun is what comes to me when I play that song because it's just so like it's upbeat. You want to just drive down the road with your friends and just have a good time. Yeah.
All right, and last but certainly not least, the one that you said that you started on in the beginning, you know, it's like a little teaser, kind of put it
Sailing.
out there.
Yeah.
Sailing.
Sailing is, I would say, releasing. I did a music video for that. I don't know if it's still up or not, but I, I wanted to challenge myself as an artist to start writing music. I was what I was doing was I would write music, and most artists we write stuff on our phones and our voice notes. Every singer has their voice notes filled with endless music. I mean, like so many different music as they're driving. And one of my coworkers actually was like, "Hey, you have a beautiful voice. Why not you like start writing music?" And I said, "Okay, cool." And I wrote Sailing in like 5 minutes. Wrote Sailing in 5 minutes, and
Wow.
I was like, oh, I don't know, like, I'm not like these other singers. I was like, I'm gonna have my own lane. I'm trying to find myself, yada yada, in my music. And he's like, just write it. And so it took, and I was like, and it felt good writing music. I was like, oh, and that's when I really found out that like, oh, I'm a songwriter. Um, and did that in 5 minutes, recorded it, did a visual for it, and did a show with it, and people really, reached out to me and supported me as a person, as an artist, and they also supported the music. Like a lot of people now are like, "Oh my gosh!" Like I still listen to Say, and I'm like, "Oh, you do? Like you don't want to go to the moon and right there." like we love that song too, but that song allowed me to release my artistry as a songwriter as well as a singer in LA. It's tough, y'all, but it's worth it.
But it's so many stars up there. A lot of stars are made in LA and down here in our hometown, South Carolina. And like the talent down here is overwhelming.
I know. I oftentimes wish that there are so many people who are back at home in South Carolina who have this talent, and I'm like, oh, just challenge yourself to go out there and all know like, I'll take the audition in New York, I'll take the audition in Atlanta or Chicago or in LA, and just see where it goes, because there's so much talent in our state. And sometimes a lot of people allow fear to stop them from,
Yes,
for going after it. And so that's for me, as I was growing up, it was always in my mindset. Even when I was 5, I was like, oh, I'm moving to LA. Didn't know what for, but I just knew, like, I said, this, I was already different. I was already dressing different. For me, it was like, okay, I'm the Andre 3000, the Farnsworth Bentley, what I'm saying? I'm going to do the Sean John, I'm going to do the Kanye West looks, all those different things. And my friends would be like, why dressing like them? Because this is me. Like, this is how I feel. This is me expressing myself.
right.
For me personally, I knew I was like, the moment I graduated from high school, I'm going to make sure I go to college, and I'm going to go to college out in LA. That was, for me, that was my gateway to saying, all right. My mom was like, you going to stay in South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? She literally was like, I'm going to pray, Lord, if he don't make it, if he doesn't get accepted in LA, he can stay, go to school out here. And not knocking into schools in the Carolinas, but I was like, I know for me, what I wanted to do, I needed to be in the scenery where where I've been dreaming of. So, yes.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. And who's speaking of fashion, you're also a stylist as well, too, a wardrobe stylist. So who are some of your top three fashion influences?
So Jay Bolden is one of them for sure. Um, I love
Oh,
I love how he just literally came in the industry just like and just took it by storm. I was like, oh, we connect. I have a lot of stylists, people who I look up to. Another girl named is Barbie Alexis. I've worked with her. She's from St. Louis, no, Louisiana, and she lives in Los Angeles. And uh, I forget this other guy name. His name is Harper. I don't know his last name. Oh, forgive me, Harper. But his styles are absolutely amazing. And I've seen some of your stuff too. So I'm gonna throw you in there as well. Like, I've seen the stuff that you've been posting on your page, and I'm like, oh, I like this. Yes, yes. Let's. Um, I love creativity. I love people that take a risk. With fashion, you have to take a risk. Um, I don't like I don't like being a part of the trend. Like, I like to create them for myself. Or even if it's like, all right, well, I would never wear that. But you know what? I'm going to wear it because at the end of the day, this is who I am. And because you're not going to wear it, it's what makes me want to wear it even more. I think sometimes a lot of friends of mine will be like, oh my gosh, like, why are you putting that on? I'm like, because it's me. That's how I feel today. But I really, my top two people that I would say that inspired me to do fashion would have to be my parents. My mom and my dad love fashion. Like, my dad loves fashion more than my mom. So like, my mom would be at work and my dad would just like buy dresses and, I mean, all kind of stuff. And she would get home and she's like, what's this? And I'm like, Dad, you got some style. Like, they both were like best dressed in high school, and so I was like, it was in me. It just something that just came natural to me, and I didn't even know it. I didn't know I wanted to be a stylist. I just started, like, I would just dress my friends for fun. Like, oh, I'm going to an event. Can you help me get a look? Oh, I got you. They would always call on me, and then I got asked. By a well-known artist, um, Kanye West. Actually, I was in the same room as him, and he said, "Are you a stylist?" And at that point, I never claimed the stylist, and I was like, yes, yes, I'm a stylist. He said, "I see it. You." you got it, man. You got it. And I was like, yeah, you know, he's a Gemini. I was like, yeah, Gemini. I'm a Gemini too. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of like was talking to him, you know, about that. And it was, that is the moment. And that's the moment I knew, like, okay, well, artistry and fashion, all that goes hand in
Go
hand.
hand in hand.
Others,
Mm-hmm.
my first client was Emmy Seacrest, who's an amazing artist. She's from Memphis, Tennessee, but she's a girl can sing and she has her own style, her own vibe. And she was my very first client. Yeah.
And see how God moves. You winded up in the room with Kanye West. I know you must have been nerve wracked right there, standing next to.
Shaking in the boots.
Okay, since we're in the category of fashion, we're going to do something else too. We got a lot of games throughout this interview.
Okay.
I'm going to go down the list of some fashion designers, and you let me know what's the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay, we're going to do the first one. Bless his soul, Virgil Abloh for Off White.
Oh, icon. Icon.
Okay,
Yes.
another one, bless his soul, Karl Lagerfeld,
Oh, risk taker.
John Galliano.
Fears.
All right, and one of my favorites, and oh, their dresses are so iconic. Isadina Alive.
Oh, timeless.
All right, fashion dolls. There it is. So, who are some of your top favorite fashion designers?
So my top favorite fashion styles. I don't have a favorite. That's so weird to me. Like I don't. I literally just, when I see it, I'm in it. Like I love Yves Saint Laurent, like YSL.
Oh,
Like that's, you know, if I had to pick, if I had to choose, and Dior is another one. And oh yes, Rihanna. Come on, Rihanna. Now Rihanna, her sense of fashion style is absolutely
risk taker.
risk taker. And like the like her video, not video, but the thing that she put out, her fashion show that she released, I think it was like a couple months ago. Just, you know, no one is doing that, you know. So no one is out there doing it. And of course, you know, I got to represent Kanye West. I love his fashion style too. It's different and it's risk taking to the point where people are kind of like, you know, what are them forerunners for? What are,
Right.
like, the man is a visionary. I look up to him 100% because with his mindset of him wanting to do something, he doesn't know it's not an option. No, it's not an option. And I think if we all take on that mindset to say, hey, yes, Sabbath, yeah, that's it. Mike is in there. Mike know what's up. um, if we take the mindset of saying like, hey, I want this happening, so that can't happen. Kanye, yay, is like, no, I'm going to make it happen. Even if he has to do it himself, I like that mindset because this man, although people may feel and think if they want to think about him, he is a visionary and he's an executor. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. When it comes to fashion, he's controversial. You got to give him that. But when it comes to
Yeah.
fashion, he has a mind where he thinks outside of the box, sort of like John Galliano does.
Yeah.
Sort of like another one of my favorite fashion designers is Terry Mcglare.
Oh,
And Terry Mcglare, he when I talk, because I talk about him all the time, hit structure. I think structure. The first thing that comes to my mind is insects. He loved butterflies. He
yeah.
loved caterpillars. He loved all of these things. So another one is Claude Montana. Like these fashion
Oh,
designers had their own vision, their own mindset. Saint Laurent is another one. They all, as you mentioned, they all have their own mindset for what it comes to. What people might not understand, it can be beautiful to some people.
and
Alexander McQueen is another one.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
I tell you all the time, like, to not knock mindset of how they understand certain things, but to, you know, digest it, take it in, and take what you need from it. Because everyone is put on this earth to receive, to give and receive. There's something, that we're like, oh, I don't understand. I don't really rock with him. I don't really rock with her. I don't understand that. No, there's a message behind everyone's lifestyle. There's a message behind everyone's journey. So in that mindset, what I'm saying, just take what you need, what benefits you, and pour what you feel they may need into them, and allow that to be the way, so that that's how we're able to be successful and move forward in life.
Absolutely, 100%. All right, fashion dolls, y'all know what time it is. It is time for the rapid five. And Chad has to tell me five things that he can't live without. And in the next one, we're going to do something called turn the tables. And this is where my guests get to ask me questions. So Chad is going to get to ask me some questions.
Okay.
And nothing is off limits. So I'm pretty nervous about that.
Don't be no.
But we're going to do the rapid five first.
Okay. The rapid five. Five things I can't live without. God, um, my family, and when I say family, I mean the family that I was raised in, as well as the family that I created among my group. So my village of friends who, outside of in LA and outside across the coast of the world, who I've emerged with. So God, my family, um, my creativity, in all spectrums, the arts. I'm a Renaissance man, so I love all different layers of the arts, and my free will. My free will. Those are five things I can't live without. Yeah.
Excellent. And your cousin is in here, KB and KBJ and fam. You're speaking with a special cousin of mine. Absolutely gifted,
Love King.
talented. All right. My goodness, you guys, it is time to turn those tables. Are you
Okay,
ready?
you ready?
All
Let me.
right, Chad, take it away.
I might have to take my. Let me take my hat off. Let me get myself together. There we go. So, um, what made you start doing your own show?
I wanted representation. I wanted to do something. It was just so random because you know how our parents always ask us, what you want to be when you grow up? Do you want to be, and we say what, a doctor, we say what, a firefighter, we say all of these things at a young age. For me, I wanted to be somewhat like a talk show host because I always knew I had the gift to speak to people
Mhm.
and read. And I started reading at 8 years old. My grandmother picked up on it and she told my mom, and she said, this baby is gifted. So from then there on, up into my high school years, my middle school years, I've kind of gotten into the habit of breaking out of my shell because I was very shy, standing up in front of the class. I remember we had to speak Shakespeare. We had to present
Yeah.
Shakespeare in front of the class. And it was nerve wracking. My teacher said, if you do not do this, you will not get this passing grade. So shout outs to Miss Ferguson for kind of giving us that push
Moments.
to say, you have to do that. And I remember doing it in front of the class and I got a passing grade right then and there. And I also went to beauty school. That's one thing people don't know about me as well too. And I took my test, I got my license. So I'm thankful for that. But my mom says, if you're not going to open a hair salon, what are you going to do? What is going to be your backup plan? And I said, why not just do blogging? Like blogging, talk about topics, give people beauty tips. So we started off giving people beauty tips. And then I have friends who are also colleagues of mine in the industry that do music, that do acting, a lot for big shows or anything, but for, upcoming platforms who created their own platforms. And I invited them on the show and I said, let's do interviews. So just this year, fast forward, you met one of my co-hosts. I added on co-hosts to the show. I
Yeah.
was actually going to go with three women. So I said, why not shake it up a bit? Because I want my male audience members to feel included on this platform as well
Yeah.
too, and not seem like we're putting men down all the time. But you get the woman standpoint, which is mine, and you get the male perspective as well too. And we all kind of have the same mindset, but you just get it from the male perspective. Johnny and there he is, Marco, right there. This is Hear Me Out, so make sure you guys follow him.
Oh,
He will be back on the 12th.
awesome. Excellent. Excellent. What are some challenges in this process of you following your dreams? Like, what are some challenges that you feel that you had to overcome, or that in order for you to be here today?
Hmm. And I kind of chuckle at that because it's been a lot of challenges. I faced colorism, I faced misogyny, I faced transphobia. Um, it's been a lot being told no.
Yeah,
As you guys can see, I'm clearly not obviously the lighter girl in the room. So that's one challenge, colorism. Another challenge is being told no, you can't do this because you're a woman, or you're a woman of trans experience, or you're not what we're looking for, or your platform is not what we're looking for. And I just took it with a grain of salt, and I said, you know what? I can take that. There's nothing wrong with taking a no, but you take that no and you turn it into a yes. I was watching a TED Talks the other day, and it was Dennis. I can't remember his last name, but he was saying something about the power of no. And you got to get all these no's to get one decent yes.
one
And I'm
yet.
going to use one of the most controversial people in the world, and that's Kevin Hart. That's the only thing I agree with him on. And he took a lot of no's. He had a lot of doors closed in his face. But you take all of these doors that have been closed in your face and you turn it into a yes. So I said, let me be the representation for Black trans women out here, you know, and let me have Black men on my platform that are also, one that is in the community, one that is not in the community, and shake it up and set a trend. And that's what we've done so far on this platform. And not only that, but we've included music artists like yourself, and so many others. We've added hip hop, we add R&B, and we just add our own flavor to it so that a young audience can just relate to it. And it's worked perfect.
Okay. So, another question. If you had to style a, I'm trying to think. Let me get into it. Let me get into it. Red carpet event
Mm-hmm.
with style an NFL player. What would you put him in?
I
Like,
would go for a nice. Go ahead. I'm
no.
sorry.
Go ahead.
I would go for a nice, clean cut black tux. With the ankles kind of rolled up. Like Pharrell is somewhat. If you want to go into men's fashion influences, I love Pharrell. I love Russell Wilson, his style. I love Michael B. Jordan. You
Yeah,
can never go wrong with some classic Ralph Lauren. So that's what I would put him in. It's all about setting the trend. There's nothing wrong with fashion. Fashion is timeless and it's captivating, and it should capture people's hearts. And that's how I feel, and you should also stand out and be bold at the same time. So of course we will put our own swag onto it.
of course, of course, of course. Um, let's see. What are some things, being from the South, what are some things uh, that you're grateful that you're from the South?
I'm grateful that I have my family because it's all about support. You were saying that in the beginning of the interview.
Mhm.
It's all about having people in all my immediate family. My mom, my dad is not he's from New York, but my brother, my aunts, my cousins, I have all of my immediate family down here. So that's one thing I can say I'm thankful for. Another thing that I can say I'm thankful for is to know that everyone is well and amazing, because we're still in this craziness. People have lost family members. Some people don't have that. It's been an emotional roller coaster ride for all of us throughout this whole year, from 2020 to 2021 to now 2022, and more and more and more to come. It's just like, how much more, Lord? So those are some things that I can say that I'm thankful for. 100%. It's family. That is the most key thing to me.
Okay, excellent, excellent. I got to keep going on. What we doing? What we doing?
You can ask as many as you want.
Okay, so I also growing up dealt with colorism as well. A lot of my siblings are lighter than me. My mom's lighter than me. My dad's a couple shades lighter than me. And my cousins, some of my cousins are lighter than me as well. So there was moments where I didn't feel as attractive, or I felt like my talent, is what kind of like kept me like, okay, well, I'm here because I can sing and dance for y'all. You know, I can make y'all laugh. I can make, you know, I can put on performance. When was it? When was that moment when you realized like, hey, my skin tone is beautiful? Like when was it that? When was that moment when you felt like, you know what? Yeah, I'm darker, and I want to get darker. Like for me, I'm like, bring me the sun. Give me the chocolate. So when was that moment in your life when you felt like, you know what? I love this. I love all of this. So when did that happen for you?
I would have to say in my 20s, and right after my teens, 21 years old. You know, back in the day, they really didn't have a term for it. It was just light skin versus dark skin. And then we didn't know, the full name for it. Now it's a term. It's colorism. Discrimination against someone who has a darker hue or darker pigment of skin. So I didn't realize that until I fully came into my adulthood, 21 years old, that this is what it was called. You know, but back in the day, they really didn't have a term for it. It was just light skin versus dark skin. Oh, she thinks she better because she lighter. He thinks he's better because he's lighter. He's got more privilege and equipped to all of this, that, and the third.
Yeah,
But black is beautiful all across the spectrum, whether it's light skin or dark skin. We come in so many different skin tones. And that's what makes us so diverse and so unique is that we're all melanated just in our own divine right.
back.
Different hair textures, different all of these things. God didn't want us all to be the same.
Excellent. Last question. Last
All
question.
right.
So, what's one of your hidden talents? What's the talent you like? You know, well, they don't know I do this, but I also do this as well. So I would say for me, I'll start it off. For me, people back at home knew me as a drummer. So I would play drums in church since I was 8. Like I was play drums, do all kind of stuff. We would travel across South Carolina and play drums. Now can't play too much drums right now because I haven't picked up drumsticks in a long time. But like that was a hidden talent, and I guess I did karate too. So a lot of people in LA don't know that I'm a third-degree black belt. So what's some of those hidden talents? You're like, oh well, I do this and I do that. Or I've done this and I've done that.
Well, I play soccer. That's one thing people don't know about me. That was when I was younger. And that
Okay.
I'm a very fast typer. On a keyboard, my mom was like, God, Lee, you got to slow down. So those fingers be going. It doesn't matter how long my nails are, my fingers are going. So I'm a very fast typer. So yeah.
Okay. Well, that's it for me.
All right, fashion dolls. That is the turn the table segment. The last question that I have for you is because these hit singles that you have been giving us consistently, the visuals that you've been giving us is beautiful.
Thank you.
When can we expect a EP?
You know, I've wrestled with that. Only because I'm an independent artist, and like I hate to say the word up and coming, but an independent artist where I'm trying to expand my name and expand my brand. So let's say I'm not gonna give a date because I got to commit to that date. I would say no later than the end of this year, if not the top of next year. But I do have some more singles coming out. I have a variety of singles. I want to kind of like give the world a different style. You know, give me some more pop music, give me some more R&B music, and you know maybe some maybe a little gospel or something like that. Who knows? Like however I feel, I just want to just be able to just curate. So I'll say at the end of this year, maybe an EP or at the top of next year. Yes,
All
it's time.
right, fashion
Yep.
dolls. We're waiting for it. We're waiting for it because we've seen the visuals and we're ready for it. We're ready for this full project to drop. All right. Do we have any last questions for myself or Chad before we conclude this amazing interview and conversation? It's so amazing to have you here, and your energy is everything.
Thank you, Carolina to Carolina. We rocking.
That's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, any last questions or final thoughts? I'm going to let Chad take it away. Is there any advice you would like to give to anybody that is looking to get into the music biz?
Yes. I would like to say to always follow your heart and never and not the crowd. Follow your heart, not the crowd. And know that whatever you have birthed inside of you, whatever gift, a talent is different from a gift. We all have talents, but what sets us apart is the gift that we have. And so, operating in your gift, creating stages for platforms for yourself, such as what's happening today, allowing yourself to take risk. Sky is not the limit. Let's go beyond the sky. Let's go beyond the limitations on what it is that we want to accomplish and achieve. And if you believe it and no one believes it, that's fine. As long as you believe it and you stay true to that, you'll be successful and you will excel and succeed. Stay true to yourself. Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. And let everyone know where they can follow you and stream this song to the moon
Yeah,
and back.
to the moon. And right there, Valentine's Day coming up. So right there will be a good one for you. I'm telling you. um, my name is Chad Rashun. My stage name is Chad Rashun. So that's ChadRashun. You can follow me on all platforms, Instagram, everything. I am ChadRashun. I am Chad Rashun, and yeah, I look forward. Y'all we need to get these followers up. We need some people to. I need some people to talk to, as to share my music with. So please follow me, and I will follow you back. We support each other. It's time to go up.
That's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much. Mikey says that he is following you. I know who that is. That is from my Bigo fam.
As soon as I transition out off the meeting.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning into this great conversation. We hope you took some nuggets from it. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to my co-host Marco. Thank you to my Bigo family is on here, Mikey, everyone. Shout outs to Marcos Lewis. Shout outs to Tony, who's also actors. Make sure you guys follow those gentlemen. We had a lot of stars in the audience watching this. So thank you all for tuning into this great conversation with singer, songwriter, model, choreographer, Chad Rashun, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you, Chad, for coming on.
Let's make it happen.
That's right. Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Chris Wright, model and actor. We will see you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for tuning in to a new episode of Style by Stevie. We love you, and you guys, please be safe. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.